Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, and my co-host and very good friend is Dave.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We are covering Love Island UK Season 9, Episode 47. Jesus Christ, Chris, 47. Now, where would you like to start today?
Well, Dave, I think I'm going to sort of call myself out slightly because I think I watched again the whole, Shaq, Will, Tom situation, and I get it, and we were laughing about it yesterday now, but I do think out of all of them, Will and Shaq were being a pair of bellends, and it carried on a bit in this episode, and I thought Shaq's apology was complete bollocks. I didn't go as hard in the paint on both them two regarding it, but it was just sort of like, I think he was hoping for a bit of, touchy-feely, grabby, whatever they call it, Dave, with Tanya, because he was sort of like, it gets me in the good books with the missus. But it just seemed really fake and childish. And I think that's what stood out for me watching the start of this episode was thinking, God, these are 20 years younger than us, the way they reacted to everyone. So it wasn't the end of the world, but it was just sort of like, Shaq, stop it now. You've got Tom, he's a slapped ass when he loses, and it carried on. And I don't know, I think some of Shaq's reactions the last couple of episodes, and I know have been a bit questionable. However, he is the voice of reason, and I did like what he says later on to Ron, Dave. So I don't know what the hell to think, but at the start I was like, oh, Shaq, mate, just be sincere for a change.
I don't know if I saw it as fake, that apology. I mean, it was kind of... It was forced, but even if you did that sort of thing in real life, the lack of awareness, of self-awareness for everyone, like I say, for some reason, Shaq caught it more. I think because Shaq was the last one standing there, wasn't he? Will had kind of sauntered off.
Yes.
But, he was as bad as Shaq, but because Shaq's the last one, and it's clearly gone past the joke, and Tom is behaving, like a spoiled child, a fucking man baby, like with big sulking face. So, and then Tanya and Shaq have that chat, and then he's not really seeing massively that he's in the wrong, but, she makes it clear that she thinks she is, so he's going to go across, oh, sorry, give him a hug. And the thing I guess it had to happen, but the thing I didn't necessarily like is, yeah, but Tom, you're still behaving like a baby, aren't you? I'd have been a twat, me. I'd have got that last dig in and just destroyed all of the goodwill that had just been created from the hug. So no, it was one of those things. I think you could say it is fake in that, maybe he didn't really see that he was being a knob, but he's listened to Tanya and she says he was being a knob. So yeah, that's just how I saw it. And no one really called Tom out, but even Sammy, when she was in the diary room kind of thing, she was saying like, oh yeah, he does get a bit, affected by these things, or she said something like that. So she was hinting that, he is sulking.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. They're all a bunch of children, aren't they, Dave, in that respect? Yeah. You're right. Because, look, it's one of them. You're right about Shaq, by the way, in the respect of, I thought Will was the most annoying. It was just that I think Shaq didn't want to back down because he's like, Tom, you're being ridiculous. And like you say, the way they framed it, Will, I don't like Will anyway. He's a fucking bellend, Dave. I've gone right off him. Him and Jessie can get in the bin. The way he speaks like he's about 6 years older. Well, Jessie, I don't know. I'm like, oh, fuck off. It gets on my...
What was that, George?
George, yeah. Oh, Jeffrey, yeah, but it's just like, he gets on my nerves, Will, anyway. So I think you are correct with that, Dave. But anyway, Dave, we got the hideaway and Kai and Sanam. Now, both great looking people. What makes me like, I hate, Dave, my toes are curling. I was talking about that. Kai, Sanam's ready. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck off. If I could fucking punch that TV screen, Dave, which I wouldn't because Samantha would hit me, I could have. It is fucking cringe. And then he's dressed up like some fucking dodgy rapper from the 90s and she got this sexy outfit. I know he's taking the piss, but
I thought he looked like fucking Kevin and Perry or something.
it looked ridiculous. Fucking cap turned the other way. It's like, no, mate. You're 25, 26. That's fucking boat has sailed a long time ago. You don't wear fucking caps like that now. But I know it was a piss take. But when they were in there, they're having great fun, Dave. But I don't see. I don't. Well, I don't know if there was any action going on. I don't know. They don't show it now, but it didn't. I don't know. They seem very good together, and they are as a couple, and they just sort of get along with everyone. But yeah, it wasn't what I was expecting.
You know, this couple have been, cruising along in the background. All the drama has been going on. I'm just thinking of that meme where you've got the dog in amongst the fire, sat at the table. Just,
yes.
That's kind of Sanam, isn't it? Just quite happily going on there. I have to say, the hideaway stuff did make me question a little bit some of the chemistry between the two of them because they seem to be having a bit of a laugh. And I was thinking, well, am I being unfair with that? Because ultimately they know that there's fucking cameras everywhere, so they're very, very aware of that. It's not like you can just jump into the bed and start going for it straight away. But I just felt there was a bit of a spark missing there. And like I say, it just seemed like more of a mates thing. And I don't know. It is not going to stop me campaigning for Kai and Sanam because the rest of them can get in the bin. But it did make me question that. And I'm just, it's one that there's a little seed of doubt now in my mind about just how much, I do think he likes her a lot because just the way he is around her, the way he speaks about her, his face sort of lights up a bit. But I'm not sure about Sanam, It just, again, maybe it's just how she demonstrates affection and stuff. Maybe it's just a bit different to what we're seeing on this program. But yeah, I've just got a little question mark now.
Yeah. It's interesting that because I've not seen that. Dave, I'm going to have my magnifying glass watching this now because it's interesting when people pick up on different things.
If I was in the hideaway, you'd need your magnifying glass.
It would be mine, Dave. Anyway, no need for that. I'd need fucking Jodrell Bank, Dave. But anyway, right. So, but we get to the games, don't we? And what's interesting is, the Twitter game is no more, but this in a roundabout way is in the same ballpark in it of like, we start off, and I've got to say, Dave, before we get into, and I've actually made notes on who won, Dave, or who lost, maybe in some of the categories. I am so fucking glad that Olivia is not there because,
oh my word,
fuck me, if she was in any of these dodgy fucking categories, we would have a full week towards the end, the breakdown of why someone's fucking picked her, why they've done this. I cannot believe what there would be. Oh, there'd be monologues for hours. So I'm sort of for the producers, I'm giving him a fucking pass because I'm like, thank God she wasn't there. Anyway, the first one, Dave, is the honest couples. So what makes me laugh is when they started, and it's brilliant. And I think we would all do this in real life if you're in this sort of scenario. You've got to be self-aware, and there's a few people. I thought actually Rosie and Casey were probably one of the only couples in Kai and Sanam who didn't take it seriously. Everyone else was fucking really into it. Casey's like, yeah, just fucking throw us in there. We're not bothered, The only one he was a bit arsy about was the worst dress sense. But the first couples was the hottest couples, Dave.
What did he say? I think my dress sense is sick or lit or something like that. I'm like, oh, you knob.
You knob fucking dick. Yeah. I shop at Primani, Dave, so I am definitely a fucking middle-aged lit fucking guy.
Just to say, you did say the most honest couples. Do you mean the hottest?
The hottest. Sorry, yeah, so the hottest. So the first category is hottest couple. So in third place is Kai and Sanam. Second is Ron and Lana. And first is Tom and Sammy. So everyone sort of agreed on Tom and Sammy, didn't they? You know, like they were like, yeah, it's
Mm.
you two. This is fine. Obviously, it's personal taste as well. So I've got no problem. It's all like, to do with the vote. Then we go intelligent, and everyone's like Kai and Sanam. I'm not being funny. Sanam, I think she's a social worker or something like that. So she's very clever. Kai's obviously got degrees. I'm not being funny, Dave. He's a fucking PE teacher who put cones out at fucking lessons. What fucking intelligence do you need to be a PE teacher? It's fucking nonsense. I'm just like, what? You wear yellow bibs today, everyone. Right, no problem. Can you do a few circuits around the fucking track?
Yeah, can you run around the field a couple of times?
Being a better bastard than he's probably
it's not like he's proper into his sports science, and it's like, you're in the red zone now, so we need to rest you. I know you're only 11, but you know.
Yeah. And then Will and Jessie was second, Dave. And it was like, Jessie's like, yeah, well, actually, laughter is a sign of intelligence or something like that. I was like,
oh, it's fuck me.
Yeah.
Oh, God, Chris, she was a fucking nightmare in this challenge.
He revealed.
I don't know. I don't know what her game was. I don't know. Was she playing up to the cameras, or was she? Was she just being that fucking horrible? I don't know what was going on at all there.
No, I think this actually unraveled for her. By the end of it, I was even more away from Jessie. I thought she thought she was going to be in the top of all these categories, Dave. All of them. I honestly do think, the ones that paint her in a good light. I honestly think she did. And this unraveled for her because I do want to talk about it at the end. But so in one of them was a bit, some of them, like obviously the argumentative ones. So we had Will and Jessie third, Casey and Rosie second. Casey and Rosie, I don't think they've even had an argument. They were like, "How is this?"
That was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just like, how have we got here? They were laughing all day. They were just like, "Yeah, we'll go. That's fine." You could see some of the couple, and then unfortunately, the top couple was Shaq and Tanya. Now that's obviously because of the Martin situation. What happened? They have had a couple of dust ups, seem pretty sweet now, and the thing is, it was like, well, it's going to be us, and they were aware of that sort of, they were going to be in somewhere in the top three, so that's fine. Then we get to the worst dress sense, Dave. Now, I'm not being funny. Fucking Will dressed like he's on fucking CBeebies, doesn't he? So he was definitely Will and Jessie.
Fucking Mr. Tumble.
He is. Fucking Mr. Tumble. He was top with Jessie. Casey and Rosie second. That's when Casey saw his ass, as we said before. And then third was Shaq and Tanya. And I was thinking, I don't remember. I always thought like Shaq and Tanya have always dressed pretty smart and that. So I don't know where. Is this the super fans again, Dave? Is this like the fucking Aussie?
Say who's fucking voted for this? This wasn't on the app.
No.
So who's? It's just it's the fucking producers in the background, just like, oh, this will really fucking piss them off.
Yeah, let's fuck with them. And then we had the horniest Dave. So in third place was Will and Jessie. Pretty sure that's not them. In second is Tom and Sammy, and first was Shaq and Tanya. So everyone agreed, Shaq and Tanya, Dave. That they've been together probably the longest as well, haven't they? The love. I know we've had all the situation with Martin, but I can't argue with that. And obviously, we don't know who is the horniest. We don't get to see like we used to do in the old style. Love Island. But the one that pricks my interest, Dave, more than anything, and this is where I thought it revealed Jessie as a game player, and it sort of unraveled for her as the episode went on, was who is the one-sided in the relationship, who feels, it's one-sided and everything. And it was like she could see she wasn't happy, and they were trying to place themselves in the positions. Casey and Rose were like, look, we'll just go up. We're not bothered.
We don't give a fuck.
We don't care. But she was fuming.
What was Jessie saying? Something like, oh, Claudia left here 2 days ago. It's like she was never here. I was like,
wow.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
You're supposed to fucking have a little shrine to Claudia and like not crack on with Rosie because like Claudia was there 2 fucking days ago and they'd already been split up for days before that.
Yeah, it's just bollocks, isn't it? It's absolute bollocks. I agree, Dave. And she just started to, this was the one that sort of, just for me, I was like, wow, Jessie, really revealing yourself, really. So they were even top anyway. So it was Casey and Rosie were third, Will and Jessie second, and Shaq and Tanya. And the Shaq and Tanya situation is because of the fallout of Casa, isn't it? And everything that happened. So that's why they were picked. That's fine. Then we get to, Dave, heads is going to be turned after the villa. So we had Shaq and Tanya third, Ron and Lana second, and Ron's like trying to justify it then. We sort of see the old Ron because he's sort of been in a peripheral
he's not
figure.
happy, is he?
No, and then Casey and Rosie. That's fucking nailed on, Casey and Rosie. They don't give a fuck together. The least sexual Dave. Now, I would have put Will and Jessie at top, in my personal opinion. I don't think there's fucking any chemistry between them. He's like a children's entertainer who she's hired for the day, and he's just acts like like you always say, he's had too many fucking opal fruits or whatever through the day. But Ron and Lana were top, Dave. Casey and Rosie say, well, Ron and Lana. Now, I sort of agree. Was it you who said it in one of the episodes? Like when they kiss, it's really weird the way they kiss. There's no passion there. It's sort of like a long peck on the lips together. Was it yourself? I can't remember.
I'd say it's a bit like when Princess Leia kisses Luke Skywalker in Empire Strikes Back.
All the range basement fly.
And then you find out in the next movie that they're brother and sister.
Yeah.
You know, there just isn't sorry, bizarre reach. There just isn't that passion, is there?
No.
So now I think someone said, maybe they just don't demonstrate affection like everyone else. Maybe. Yeah. But I kind of feel like they are close. We've seen wandering Ron or messy Ron wander a little bit less, and Lana is really nice, but there's kind of a spark missing between them, and so maybe that is just a perception thing. We're watching an edited show, but there's just some bit of chemistry missing out of that couple. And you know what? Joe left us a voicemail after episode 1 and said Ron's plan is to couple up early with Lana, wander a bit in Casa Amor. So she got that little detail a little bit off, but it was before Casa Amor, and then cruised the way to the final. So I think I do think Ron does genuinely like her, but I just, I'm not buying it. And I think they deserve that place on the top.
I do as well. And then the last category, which absolutely sort of kicked it all off, was the game playing couples. And I was like, we started off with like the fucking horniest, sexiest, whatever. And now we've gone to the bastard fucking categories now. The ones that, and it unraveled, and Tanya and Shaq were having none of it. They were like, we're not going up there. I'm sorry, we're not going up there. Now, I thought Shaq was a bit of a hypocrite here because he was giving it like, we're not going up there, which is fine. But then it was like, I'll tell you what, I'll just have a go at Ron again because we've not done that for a few weeks. And I was like, no, Shaq, no. It don't matter who's voted for you. Don't do. And he had a pop at Ron. I'm not saying what he wasn't saying wasn't right, because it was, and we were all thinking it as the audience, but I was like, no, Shaq, don't do that. So he did, and he went there, Dave, didn't he? He's like, Ron only made Lana his girlfriend. And I was like, oh my God. So
yeah,
Ron is not happy. I get it. It felt like everyone was just like a proper slapped ass at this point, but I was fucking loving it, Dave.
Yeah. In real life, you're like, Shaq, come on, just fucking leave it, mate. That's the problem, isn't it? If you're gonna go around calling people out, you better be fucking squeaky clean yourself.
Yes.
I just felt there was no need for him to say that in real life. But on Love Island, it's fucking great. Go on, call him out. Cause drama. It landed because Ron was not happy at all. And I think it was completely unnecessary. But yeah, fucking bring it on.
Fucking brilliant. And then after that, Dave, this is what I was getting at about Jessie. And Jessie's fake. And what's interesting is you can see that we've not seen this on the edits at all. They've kept this well hidden. All of them were like, is she crying again? What's going on? So what's is she crying? What's happened here? And she starts having a pop at Will, saying, you think you're more into me than I'm to you. And I'm thinking, this is because you've been voting in some of the negative categories. This is nothing to do with Will. This is you playing games. In my opinion, this is you playing games. You've been exposed as a blagger. And now you're thinking, shit, I'm not going to win, or I'm not going to be here for the last week. That's how I saw it, Dave. I don't know what you think, but I just thought it completely exposed her game plan in my eyes.
I think Right. So when the conversation first started, I thought, well, she may have a bit of a point there. I was trying to be empathetic and think, well, maybe by saying that, I like you a lot more than you like me, you're kind of invalidating the affection that she's been showing. So I was
Yeah.
kind of thinking, okay, she might have a bit of a point then. But Chris, when it starts with the fucking soap opera acting and oh, 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 no, no tears again. Oh, and I'm like, oh, fuck off. It's just if you're gonna fake it, that's the thing, right? They're all fake as fuck, but some of them are just better at acting, and she's fucking woeful. She's obviously decided that at some point, because I don't remember this from when she was on Australia, Love Island. She's decided at some point that acting gets her, some views or clicks or whatever. But it was just fucking awful, wasn't it? Just the
Yeah.
worst acting, and so that kind of invalidated my own feelings of, oh, well, maybe she's got a point. No, yeah, and I know. Look, Jessie's got a lot of fans. A lot of people really like Jessie, and I think when you're really liking someone, you kind of make excuses for them. You could almost say that with when we were praising Shaq early doors, and then he's just a complete knob because Tanya won the kissing challenge or something. You
Yeah.
kind of like you call him out, but you kind of making excuses for him a bit. It's like, well, from previous behaviour, this seems like the outlier, so maybe we'll give him a pass there. Um, but yeah, I just think that for me now, I am on the train of Jessie being really obviously fake, just more than the others. And yeah, I don't think she's popular at all. I don't think she's popular in the villa, despite her giving her Tim Robbins like speeches to the
Yeah.
girls at times. I don't think she's popular with the public. So will the popularity of Will, because I think old Mr. Tumble there is quite popular on the outside, on the outside with the voters. So that might carry them through. But yeah, I think they've got no chance of top spot.
No, I don't. And to be honest, they just really well. You put that very well. He's Derek, our great friend on Facebook, has done his charts again on everyone's social media, and Jessie's got the most out of everyone. She's gone from 300,000 to 471,000, if my memory serves me right. So she's got
Mm.
the bigger social media following than anyone, and she's got one of the biggest jumps as well. But doesn't mean she's going to win. But yeah,
Do you think that's because of the tiny bikini top she wears?
I don't know his name actually. What is that to
Fuck
elaborate on?
No, I never get it. Ever since being exposed to this fucking murky world of influencers, it's like, okay, what's an influencer? All right, it's someone who wears very fucking little and parades himself on Instagram to get clicks. And I'm like, well, who is fucking following these people? Surely it's fucking blokes, old blokes, but a follower's a follower, I guess. Yeah, it's probably people like us, isn't it? I mean, I don't follow these fuckers,
No,
but
I don't.
you might. Well, who else? So yeah, I don't. I mean, surely Will has the most. I mean, it must be. I haven't seen the thread yet. It must be Instagram followers
I think
because
it's
Will's
Insta,
got
yeah.
his million TikTok, hasn't he?
Yeah. I think Insta. It's on Insta that she's the most. Will's got about 200 and something thousand, but he's not second. Jesse's top of everyone who's been on Love Island this year. But
Right.
she's got that in the background from like the Aussie one. She obviously was popular in Australia, wasn't she? So
Well, she'll have all of the. So I remember if you looked at her following, it was less than people coming into the villa.
yeah,
So I need to check this because that sounds off because those numbers sound low.
yeah. We'll
Hold
check it.
on.
This could be a Chris Phelps special here where I've not actually read it correctly, Dave.
Yeah, trouble is it doesn't read great on my phone. Is up. Right, so Jessie on 427,000.
27. I was nowhere near. Yeah.
Up from 301,000 when she entered. So that's an increase of 41%. Yeah.
Will
It
second.
does look like
yeah.
Will second, yeah. But I thought in previous seasons, that's down from previous seasons, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure the people previously have got higher than that. But because Jessie's had all the following from Australia, you're not going to get people leaving and unfollowing her because she's on the UK one. But then you've got all this fresh batch of UK followers. So yeah, that makes sense that she's quite high up.
Yeah. Interesting that. It's interesting, isn't it? So Dave,
Casey on 35,000.
Yeah, he's got lead. Even Keenan's got fucking more than him, and he was a fucking dead leg, wasn't he? So fucking.
He was on there for like 2 days. Did almost fuck all, apart from throw Casey under the bus.
Right. So Dave, we get a break for a day. Anyway, enjoy your break, my friend. And if you want to email us, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. Follow us on social media @cdrealitycast. As always, Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. And if you do want to read them stats that Derek's put together, and they're amazing. He put some really great, research into that. We can't thank him enough. It's so good to read because I'm sat there like, how long has this taken? So Derek, I doff my cap, my friend. Thank you so much for doing that. So get over there, guys. We approve you into the group, and then you can have a read of all the different things. And all the links to the episodes are on there as well for Love Island and Maths as well for anybody outside the UK. If you want to support us, get over to patreon.com/CD Realitycast. So the final roll call of honour for 12 hours of this week is Helen, Alex, Macy, Nicholas, Maeve, Emma, Fiona, Cassie, Megan, Kate, Maggie, Kristen, Zoe, Gillian, Keith, Helen, Brianna, Chloe, Noreen, Joanna, Libby, Katie, Dee Dee, Susan, Hennessy, Tracy, Lauren, Lucky Lulu Green, and Keg Gustafson. Dave, I read that all the time, and I still have to go and pause and I think, am I reading this right? So apologies. But no, thank you so much, everyone, for your support. It's amazing, to be honest, the amount of support we have on this podcast. It's so good.
It is very, very good. But on the other side, I am also looking forward to this. It's not quite a full day, is it? But, like a 24 hours on the clock, at least, where we don't have to watch or record. So, what to do, Chris? Well, how about the 1,000 fucking household chores? Maybe I'll start with one of those. But anyway... Thank you very much, sir. Thanks to all our listeners out there. Thanks to all our supporters. And we'll speak to you next time.
Bye.